As we near the end of lockdown here in Ireland, it's time for one last visit to my local woods. And today, we're going to let the light guide us and dictate what we photograph. Landscape photography, in some people's view, is all about composition. For others, they feel it's all about the light. But what if the light can help you to find your composition? As I head into the woods this evening, the sun is casting pockets of light all over the woodland, and my aim today is to let this light guide me and let it be my composition as it dances around and spotlights certain areas of trees, leaves, plants and pathways. So let's go on what hopefully is my last photo shoot locally before we venture back into the wild. Welcome back to the channel. Today you join me, again not that far from home, but back in the woodland that I explored a couple of weeks back. But it's late in the evening now, and I had an idea, and it's something that I haven't done before, but I said, you know what, let's give it a go. I'm going to head back to the woodland, but I've gone to the upper part of the woodland actually now for today to see what I can photograph, because as I said, it's late in the evening, and as you can see here with the light, it's late evening light that's coming in here. So I've gone to the top part of the wood because the bottom part would be without light, and I'm looking for light today to be able to form part of my compositions. I'm also going to use one lens. It's my Sigma 24-70 2.8, and I've never really used it for landscape, but never mind say that, but also in a woodland point of view. But I'm going to try and play around with it today, play with the 2.8 and see if I can get some nice intimate shots, but with some bokeh in the background. And I've started that off here with this tree that you have right behind me here. So the light is coming in, it's hitting the bark of the tree, and it's very select light as well. So there's not much really going to be lit up except for this. I have the camera in close enough as well, just focusing on that tree, and I want to play with the light, like I said, see what the lens can do, and see can I challenge myself to get some different photographs today. So we'll try these, I'll show you these, and we'll head on, we'll follow the light anyway, and we'll see what we can get today. Continuing on now, and I'm still searching for the light and following the light, and I spotted a bit of light that was on a bark here with a single solitary leaf that was kind of a yellowy colour. Stood out, underexposing the shot as well, just to be able to focus and keep the focus really on the bright part, which is the highlight. But yeah, I think it's going to be a nice shot with a shallow depth of field as well. Hope you can hear me here with the noise in the background. There's some guys on some scrambler bikes, but that's okay too, because we're all allowed play. So yeah, we'll take this one, and there's another spot here I want to look at now as well in a moment. branch right here behind me, and it's kind of interrupting the scene, and I do like it, particularly at the 2.8 as well. I can focus in on that and have everything else fall off into the background in bokeh. But it's really, really nice actually. Breaks up the scene. There was nice light as well in it a moment ago, so I took a handheld shot because I needed to get slightly higher. Didn't want to have to set up the tripod. But yeah, I'll show you this photograph now as well. 2.8 seems to be working out good, and we'll move on and continue to explore. Right next to that other tree that was falling across, there's another tree actually as well. It's probably the same part of the original tree that fell down, but it's kind of falling in the background, as you can see here behind me, and it's kind of leading into the path that we can see in the distance. The light as well is nice coming over the top, so I'm playing again with underexposure to be able to expose only for the brightest parts, to try and hopefully use the light as the composition within the frame. And I'm also going to focus stack because I want to make sure I get all of this bark in focus, so I may focus stack just for that, but not obviously for the overall exposure, because with the 2.8 as well, it'll give me some nice bokeh into the background. But yeah, nice photograph here. Going to also take one final one at f11, probably up around about half a second, just to be on the safe side, just to need any detail that I might need if I have to blend the image later. But yeah, another beautiful photograph again, using the light, and again with the Sigma 2.8 24-70. Another photo I'm going to try and attempt anyway here, don't know if it's going to work out or not, but we'll give it a go anyway, is I have the camera right next to this bark of this tree because the sun is shining directly at me and directly at the subject that I want to photograph. Hopefully you can see it, it's just inside here where the light is shining, and what I want to try and do here is isolate that out again with the light at 2.8. So I've got the camera right into the trunk of the tree so you don't see the shadow of that camera in the actual image. I'm shooting at 2.8. I'm going to take two photographs for two different focal points because there's a small bit in the front and a small bit in the back, but just to be on the safe side. It shouldn't make much of a difference, but I want to do that anyway. Fast shutter speed as well, just be able to get the light and everything else fading off into the distance. But again, another photograph here. May or may not work out, we'll see, but it's worth the effort to try anyway. Right at the base of the trunk of this tree here, there's some nice light streaming in, and it's lit up a couple of leaves that are just jutting out to the side of the bark. And with the fall off in the background, I think it will be a nice photograph. I've got the camera down quite low actually, close enough to it, shooting again at 2.8 to get that bokeh, and once again I'm doing multiple focus points as well to make sure that I get the image sharp as much as I can the whole way through. It's really interesting to look for the light in the woodland because it does definitely change where you're moving to and definitely influences your composition as well. ever was a perfect example of how light can dictate your composition, here it is right behind me. So as I was walking along, I saw some reeds that are here on the ground, but with the light that's coming in from behind my head right now, I can get it when it just hits the top of the trees above, and it gives a lovely light that's coming down and lighting up this subject here below me. Really interesting to get out today, really interesting to do this bit of an experiment, I suppose, with a different lens. But I did really enjoy the whole concept of doing it, finding different compositions and letting light dictate where I was going to take the photograph. I'm going to sign out from this episode. I do hope you enjoy coming along with me. If it's your first time on the channel, please do hit that subscribe button, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and until the next time, slán go. That's it. I hope you enjoyed coming on the adventure with me, and maybe you can also let light help you to find your compositions. Hopefully this is my last episode from my local woods, and I do hope you enjoyed all the episodes that I made while in lockdown. Next for me is I can now go exploring my beautiful county of Cork, so I hope that you can join me. And until then, slán go fóill.